from the nation's heartland. You're listening to Mundo in the Morning on 95.7 FM, KCMO Talk Radio.
My goodness, you cannot turn on cable news over the last few days in particular without seeing something about the New York City mayor's race, right? And as we sit here in Kansas City, even as someone who worked there, you watch it and you're like, guys, you're out of touch. Okay? I mean,
nobody cares.
It doesn't mean what you think it means to the rest of the country. It doesn't. But I get it. The executives, the hosts, the producers on Fox, on CNN, on MSNBC, News Nation, most of them live there. They work there. They care about it. So they're giving it extra attention. Now, of course, Fox is looking at it from the angle of, hey, if this crazy socialist guy Mamdani wins, does that become a talking point for Republicans in 2026 in the midterms? It may, and that's a way to at least spin the story forward and apply the story to the rest of the nation. But I still believe that these national networks are way too hyper-focused on, I know it's the biggest city in the country, but still, a city's mayor's race. But I did see this story, and it made me think about Kansas City when I was reading it yesterday in the New York Post. And sometimes I go there because they just have those wacky stories that you don't see anywhere else on the internet. And you're like, wow, I didn't know that this guy was in the hospital because he tried to eat 3 bricks after he did a bunch of drugs. Whoa, I didn't realize that happened. But then they have serious stories like this as well. And the headline reads, bidding war frenzy and soaring prices hit Connecticut homes as New York City buyers flee amid fears of a Mamdani win. They write here, as the Zoran Mamdani guy surges ahead in the New York City mayor's race, residents in the city are racing to secure homes in the leafy, affluent enclaves of Connecticut and Westchester County, driven by anxieties over potential policy shifts that could reshape the local economic and social fabric. Now, there are people that want to see Kansas City go down the road of Zoran Mamdani. You have this group, KC Tenants, here in Kansas City, that has lost some of its juice, but if they had their druthers, they would try to find a local Mamdani. I mean, we kind of have a Mamdani character on the city council in this guy, Jonathan Duncan, who represents the 5th District, which is South Kansas City. I know it's sad to say, but you folks in the 5th District of Kansas City, you basically have a Mamdani wannabe on the city council representing you directly. Not a big cops guy, loves the tenants, and seems to certainly love many socialistic policies. The people that are leaving are ones who can leave. Those who can't leave are the ones who don't have the money to leave and are stuck. The people who will suffer the most from the policies are those who don't have the means to get up and go. And it's very true in Kansas City right now, in some of the most dangerous parts of town. You think that these folks want to live there, hearing gunshots outside of their home on a nightly basis? You think they want to be in these high crime parts of Kansas City? No. They can't afford to leave. They're stuck. Those that can, those that can have gates off of Ward Parkway, private security, whatever it might be, they'll hang around. They love their home. They love the city. Others will go across state line. Others will go out to the suburbs on the Missouri side. They'll just get up and go. But the poor, the working poor, they're the ones who always get stuck with the bad city policies. And I'm not suggesting Kansas City is or has been or will be what New York City could end up being if this Mamdani guy ends up winning. But it gets back to the whole point of those with options, those with money, will vote with their feet. Those who can't afford to do that are stuck. So whether it's New York or it's Kansas City, it's the same idea. It's the same exact premise. And the people that these grifter politicians insist they're trying to help are the ones they're going to hurt the most because they rely on other people's money to redistribute the income and get the policies that they want. But if the people with the money leave, then guess what? There's no money. I know, a shocker.
Talk about a bombshell.
That just shows how much they don't know how the system works. They assume the status quo, the status flow of cash will remain the same.
Yeah.
We just need to redistribute it.
I mean, I saw one of the rallies for this Mamdani guy, and the whole place is chanting. It's thousands of people. It's Bernie Sanders. It's AOC. It's Mamdani. They're all up there, and they're all chanting, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the... I mean, it wasn't that creative. There was no kicker line to the whole thing. I was disappointed in that. But that's all they've got. The problem is, if the rich people leave, they ain't paying your taxes. You can't force them to pay you money. They can, and even in a place like New York, where, there's always going to be an attraction to New York for the rich and the famous, eventually they'll say enough's enough, John.
We were chanting tax the rich there, Pete, but I kept my fingers crossed. I had my fingers crossed. So did AOC.
Yeah, the guy coming from his third home was chanting tax the rich.
AOC up there yelling?
Yes,
Come on.
I know. These people are unbelievable. I mean, they're massive hypocrites. We already knew that.
Yeah.
But now they're on the verge of having the most power they've ever had in a major American city, and it's going to be a fascinating time to watch from afar. And that's what I'm glad we're doing here in Kansas City.
At least a time zone away.
Exactly. At least a time zone away. But then you think about it for us. I mean, we've got a mayor's race that's not that far away. 2027 is when Quentin Lucas is done. And I know some of you are counting down the days. And we've got him coming up in 20 minutes. I'm certainly not sitting here telling you he's done the best job I've ever seen. There's plenty that we disagree on. But I will say, be careful what you wish for.
Better the devil you know.
Yes, it can be much worse. And there will be a faction of Kansas Cityans that want to make it significantly worse, that want to go down the road of this guy, Mamdani, and KC tenants will lead the way in that conversation here in Kansas City. That will be a faction of this town that wants to see a Mamdani light come to Kansas City and run the show. And even though we have a fairly weak mayoral system in Kansas City, the mayor's basically just, one of 13 votes. But you still have the bully pulpit. You still have the biggest microphone in the city. And that could matter. And if it's a very crowded primary and the top two end up getting to the finals and you get one of them being a Mamdani clone, watch out. You ain't seen nothing yet.